Have you been to RonaldMatters.com today? I'm just being dramatic for YouTube. You guys, it is No Shave November. Make sure for cancer research awareness funding month, you guys are keeping up with prostate cancer. Among men, prostate cancer is number one, and among men who have sex with men, colorectal cancers, specifically anal cancer, is number one. So make sure we're taking care of the front and the back door. It's No Shave November. Some people will be growing their things out and going on. I trimmed mine a little bit. Do I still look mask? Do I look mask? Also, make sure that you guys are keeping up with its holiday season. It is holiday season 2020. Halloween was kind of scary based on it was a full blue moon. Something about if you get two full moons in 1 month, that means the second one would be a blue moon. Not actually blue, but just like by title. Okay. How did that turn out? And thinking about holiday season 2021, I definitely want to make sure I'm getting good gifts for my friends since I won't have to spend $80 twice a month to hang out with them for drinks and pastas and things. I can use all my savings and get them good holiday gifts. So this is the part where I'm like, okay, girl, all right. So you like, oh, okay, okay. So what you think about this? Have you been to Macy's website? Because Macy's had this on sale. And then I'm just, well, with my thumbs on my cell phone, putting stuff in my Amazon cart. So make sure we're getting our friends good holiday gifts. But the story that I want to talk about, the reason why we're here, is Jake Bain. He's a Division I college athlete who came out in like 2017, I want to say, who was saying like, "Oh y'all, I'm LGBT," and went on to become a football player down to the Indiana State, I want to say. And according to his Instagram and his Twitter, he now performs, does stunts without pay, which it seems like, or just for a tuition reimbursement check for North Carolina. But he tweeted, oh, he's been on the Ellen Show. On his Twitter, he's followed by Glad. He's just like this girl in a Division I athlete. You know, the girls are keeping up with Jake Bain, 17, down to the Twitter. He wrote, I'm going to the Twitter. Here you go. I'm going to read for his press release. He says, this should be public knowledge. Warning contains information about child abuse. This is the iPad Mini 4, if you're looking at judging. I'm on the iPad Air. They $5.99. Jake Bain says, I have in my possession over 20 pages of court documents detailing the abuse that me and many others endured at the hands of my father. To protect the confidentiality of those who are mentioned in these documents, I won't release them to the public. However, I believe that it should be public knowledge that while working as a high school college basketball coach at both Westminster Christian Academy and MICDS, two well known private schools in St. Louis, Missouri, my father was found to be showering with other students, emailing inappropriately with students about things a coach or teacher should never be talking to students about, and would have students to his house for sleepovers. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that none of this behavior is appropriate for any adult to be displaying. To my knowledge, my father is still coaching basketball at the AAU level in St. Louis, so I urge anyone who is either employing him to coach or allowing him to use their facilities to please stop so this behavior does not continue. I was on my Kellyanne Conway, like her daughter, Claudia Conway. So, yo, it's coming, the call is coming from inside the house. When your own child is broadcasting live. And also shout out to Ellen for following me. I didn't know that Ellen Show follows me, but anyway, point. when the call is coming from inside the house, you guys, what do you do? So you're a teenager. Well, he's probably 20 at this point. Shout out to Jake Bain. If any of this is true, I'm just reading the allegations. Has his father even released a statement to rebut any of this? Shout out to my shirt. I'm so confused. What would you do if your child put this out about you? Because at this point, they're grown, they're an adult. And I just hope that, and I pray that all victims anywhere can get justice for what has happened to them, and they can find a therapist that is good enough to help them cope through what they have experienced. 20 documents, according to Jake, that this is scary. Merry Christmas. This is not how you want to bring in 2020. Something else that everybody is talking about is in lighter news. Oh Lord, in I don't even know how to change the subject from that. But we are currently on Twitter negotiating if Ariana Grande's new album, Positions, is a hit. The answer is no. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because we love Ariana Grande. We love. I mean, like, is this her sixth album, her seventh album at this point? Ariana Grande, we love you, but this is a no. So, I really feel like we like a lot of the themes, like 34 plus 35. That song is really decent. I feel like that could have been the theme of that could have been worked into like the second verse on Positions and the lead single Positions. So Positions is like when I heard it, I was like, okay, this is a good radio friendly single. It will put people in the mindset of, oh, I remember of the summer she did that upbeat song Rain on Me with Lady Gaga, and so now she's giving us R&B Ari. So, switching up the tempo, showing that she has range. I like it. But then there's other songs like, what are these other songs? Just Like Magic. I like the beat. Now, the beat, the producer did his thing. Even the chorus of Just Like Magic is really good. But I really feel like that could have either been worked into the song Nasty, or they could have been saved for the deluxe edition of the album. And I also think the song Nasty could have been just an interlude. And I know when we hear songs like that, Nasty, and we're like, ooh, I want to hear more of that. But because we got the whole song of Nasty up front, it's like the allure of it isn't the same. So it's like, or maybe she could have teased at the end of Positions video, she could have teased Nasty, which would have increased, uh, what do you call it? Interest, bam, words, in her album. And then it would have been an interlude, and then we still would have been pissed. But then if she releases the deluxe edition the week before Christmas, or when she releases her second video, like somewhere along the way, like market it to me, girl. Market it to me. I also feel like Positions did not need to be like 14 tracks. Um, I do feel like Ariana shined on the tracks. I wrote it down. Da-da-da-da-da. Notes on the table. And POV. One of those will be the song for my soul this week on Here For It Podcast. Make sure you guys are following Here For It Podcast at Here For It Pod anywhere on the internet, and of course hereforitpod.com. So one of those songs will be the song for my soul this week on the podcast, but I really feel like even songs like 630, she could have put the theme of 630 into another song and then just reduced the track list. And it's very difficult to say because I always crave R&B Ariana, but then I'm just like, I got it, and now I'm not. I'm still empty inside. So, the next thing, what people are talking about on Facebook this week, well, pretty much all of social media is how people are saying that they're not going to vote for Joe Biden because he wants to raise taxes. But then they were like, well, bitch, we don't make that kind of money, so Joe Biden ain't raising taxes on us. So, okay, I'm like, great, the people got it. Cool, we're going to erase this. And then in the Facebook groups, they're like, well, bitch, if you did make $400,000, though, would you still vote for Trump? Go away from me with this. There was a football show. I don't know who it was because, of course, I don't know sports. But like Ocho Cinco was sitting on this side, and then there was some other guy sitting on this side. I guess they both do philanthropy. I know Ocho Cinco is really good about the philanthropy, his philanthropy efforts. But the guy sitting in the middle, he was saying he does make millions of dollars. And when Obama became president, he did notice like those deposits had shrank when Obama became president. But he understood that Obama was using the money that he was taking out of his check to make sure that like more people were able to see some kind of anything, anything at this point. Because he's the only wealthy person he knows, and so of course he can take 20,000 give to his grandma. He can take 5,000 give to the football team down at his high school. But how can wealth be better spread around in the community? And more people need to be wealthy and to be given better opportunities so they don't fall into like drugs and alcoholism and things like that. So he was saying I was like, wow, that's a really nice video. I should have saved it to my bookmarks on Instagram or something, but did I know it was sports related at the time? But then there's this white person, Lil Pump, Lil Van Zan, I don't know, Lil somebody. He was like, why would I want to pay more in Texas? Fuck Biden, Trump for life, or something he was saying, based solely off of Trump wants to keep taxes low for the rich. And did he like a fool? Yes. Was it because he was a black person trying to impersonate a white person trying to impersonate a black person? Yes. Was it because all those tattoos he had looked foolish and stupid? Yes. Um, had I ever heard a song of his before? No. So what song are they texting you on? I mean, there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody, I guess. So, oh my gosh, my camera is not. Uh oh. Camera, come back. Okay, there we are. Sorry about that. But I don't know. Like the conversation is, if we made $400,000, cool, sure, yes, I will be doing so much with my own philanthropic efforts. They didn't want to be that much to text me on in the first place, because that's what I do with RonaldMatters.com. We definitely are doing that with Here for It podcast. We're not doing it for tax deductions, but we just do it because like there should be more opportunities for black queer people. So we're taking money that we get and give back to the community. But I mean like if it also includes a tax write-off, then sure, give more. If I had more, sure, baby girl, if I had more, I would be giving more. But I'm just giving anyway because I'm just giving. So, my guilty pleasure right now is Ghirardelli chocolates. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You know, I went to Memphis City Schools. This word right here, what this word is? Cacao. We'll call it that. So I was reading that cacao, if you are eating foods that are high in cacao, it's really good for your blood pressure. And you know, I don't know if y'all know, I'm recently struggling with like high blood pressure, my pandemic anxiety, and then the world, and I'm more anxious about things, which is raising my blood pressure. So trying to keep my blood pressure down. I think I'm supposed to have like 3 a week. I don't even know, but like, um, so I've had something that was like 86%, but it was better. I had something that was 92%, and I was like, this ain't it. But I am really loving Ghirardelli chocolates, and I've never, ever, ever been a dark chocolate fan. But if it's good for your health, sign me up. So thank you. No sponsor alert, but this for me. And right now we should all be saying a prayer for Parliament House Orlando. They've been a staple, a mainstay in Orlando, Florida for like over 45 years. And they announced last Wednesday that today will be their last hurrah. And I'm like, so first of all, you can't leave me like this. This is too short notice. You're supposed to at least give me 2 weeks. But then also, like, if you leave and then come back, like, do your benefits package start over? Because, um, like, can you still say, like, can you come back in 2022 and say, Parliament House, been around since 1967? No, girl, y'all been around for 2 weeks. So tell the truth. Like, how does that work with a lot of brands? Because a lot of our favorites are closing down or going to be coming back after the pandemic. So it's like, so are we going to give them the previous benefits package or are we going to make them prove themselves again? And I was thinking about that before Parliament House. So this isn't the in this isn't no. This isn't any shade to Parliament House, but what are we gonna do about that? Are we gonna I mean like does it depend on like if the management is still the same when the brand comes back or are there like certain state it's like the VP of something still gonna have to be present in order for it to count? How does that work? But thank you guys so much for watching me again. Here I am. Make sure you guys get your monogamish tea at hereforishop.com. Listen to Here For It podcast on hereforithpod.com. And of course, 10 years, ronaldmatters.com. And I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.